Warning, the Renegade Recruiter is not for the soft, timid, or faint-hearted. If you need permission or seek approval from your mother, spouse, mates in the pub, or anyone else for that matter, this really isn't for you. If any of what you've heard puts you off in the slightest, I advise you not to listen any further. You've been warned. Prepare yourself for the no bullshit, zero fluff. Quick, dirty, and uncensored secrets for any serious recruitment, staffing, and search business owner who wants to earn more money with less work and fewer headaches, without having to kiss ass or bend over backwards to please anyone. He's a relentless and fearless renegade who will stop at nothing to reveal the harsh, unforgiving, and brutal truth about what it really takes to succeed in this business. He's a guy people love to hate and hate to love. It's your host, Terry Edwards. The Renegade Recruiter is unleashed.
Hello. This is Terry Edwards, Renegade Recruiter, and welcome. And of course, we're joined by our co-host, Drew. How are you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good indeed. Now, the subject we're coming to today is cold calling is stupid for recruitment and search firm owners and what to do instead. And the reason that we're doing this is that a couple of weeks ago, we sent out an email to our list and we posted on LinkedIn, etc., about why cold calling is stupid. And to say it caused a bit of a stir is a bit of an understatement. That would be fair to say, Drew?
Yeah.
So there are some interesting views on cold calling, and I'm not going to criticise people that advocate cold calling. I think, in my opinion, one of the reasons that people advocate it is because they don't know any better. But we're going to explain today why cold calling is stupid and what you should be doing instead. So let's define cold calling. Really, cold calling is defined as seeking business from potential clients who you've got no prior contact with when you make the call. So you're calling somebody that you don't know, and you're attempting to convince a potential client to engage you and to give you some business. Now, when I first entered the world of search nearly 30 years ago, that's exactly what we did. I was given a Rolodex, and I was told to call the people on this Rolodex. Let's think about that. This is the concept of a Rolodex in of itself. That was around about 1991. I think it's fair to say that a lot of things have happened since 1991. I mean, let's look at some of the things that have happened since 1991. The whole map of Europe have more or less been redrawn since then with the dissolution of the Soviet Union. Freddie Mercury died at age 45. The United States Congress voted to authorise the use of military force against Iraq to end the occupation of neighbouring Kuwait. Margaret Thatcher gave up her seat in the House of Commons at the general election. This announcement came 7 months after she was ousted from number 10 by her Conservative Party colleagues. Mikhail Gorbachev was leader of the Soviet Union. New York Giants won the Super Bowl. Arsenal took the second league title in 3 seasons. Tim Berners-Lee came up with this idea of making links on his own computer. We know it now as the World Wide Web. The 3 top films from that year were Terminator 2, Robin Hood, Beauty and the Beast. Kentucky Fried Chicken officially changed its name to KFC. Best-selling single that year was Bryan Adams' Everything I Do. That was nearly 30 years ago. And I was cold calling 30 years ago because it worked. But things have changed now substantially. Numerous studies have shown that 95% of the time cold calling doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's not a wise investment of your time or your resources. The vast majority of buyers or hiring managers do not appreciate or like getting cold call, which is one of the reasons why it doesn't work. Anything to add to that? What I've said so far, Drew?
No.
Okay, so here's what the typical recruiter will do. They'll put together a list of people they're going to call. That in itself is quite time consuming. Most of the time the caller doesn't want to talk to you as a recruiter. Often you can't even get through to the hiring manager because of the gatekeeper or because there's no reply. Making these calls, as I said, is extremely time consuming. But I think equally important is disheartening. You ask anybody, I want you to spend the rest of your day on the phone cold calling. Very few people go, fantastic. You run the risk of annoying those who could be potential clients had you approached them in any other way. Should internet surf and some internet research cold call statistics, and they're not encouraging. It's estimated it costs 60% more per lead than any other method. Less than 2% of cold calls result in a meeting. As I said, when I first entered the industry nearly 30 years ago, I was told that's the only way to get business. I want to be clear about it. It did work. I want to be absolutely clear about it. I'm not saying it never worked. By the way, I'm not saying that you would never get business now. What I'm saying is it's bloody hard work. And despite what some trainers and gurus will tell you, cold calling is not an effective sales or lead generation tool for three main reasons. One, it's just plain stupid. Like I said, most people don't like doing it. Your consultants don't like doing it. You probably don't like doing it. But you do it because you have to. And because you hate it so much, it's really easy to avoid. You find other distractions. Like, I wonder what's going on in my Facebook feed this morning. What's going on LinkedIn? And this is why most recruitment and search firms fall short of their target, because they're relying on this one route to market. Incidentally, there are over 100 different ways that you as a recruitment or search firm only can generate leads. 100. This isn't including cold calling, by the way. Drew, anything to add before I go on?
Yeah, again, I just think on the point that most people don't like doing it. Again, if you take that away from business and you relate it to anything else in your life that you should do, but you don't like doing, like if you don't enjoy going to the gym, you'll find excuses and reasons to avoid it. If you don't like eating healthy, anything you don't enjoy doing, it's very easy to find a reason or an excuse not to do it. So if you don't enjoy cold calling, don't get me wrong, if you enjoy cold calling, then fine, then obviously you're going to be committed to it, you're going to do it. But what we're finding is most people don't enjoy doing it. So that's not just you as the business owner, but also your consultants as well. And as Terry rightly said, when you don't enjoy something, it's very easy to find reasons not to do it. You'll find excuses, you'll find things you need to do instead. And obviously, when you don't do it, if your business is reliant on it and you don't do it, obviously you're going to suffer.
Yeah. But not only do you not like doing it, your clients don't like receiving it 99% of the time. Okay, I made that percentage up, but when you cold call someone, it interrupts their day. It's called interruption marketing. And quite frankly, it pisses them off. And selling to someone who's pissed off with you from the outset is a lot harder than selling to someone who actually wants to hear from you and hear what you have to say. It's also outdated as a method of generating leads. What about you? When you get a cold call, when somebody interrupts your day, be it at home, be it in the office, do you think, oh, I really enjoyed that interruption, especially if it's a company that you've never heard of? And here's a number worth thinking about. Did you know that the average hiring manager gets 8 to 10 cold calls a day? That is 200 cold calls a month. Did you know that the average hiring manager will not take most of those cold calls? Have you ever cold called a hiring manager, a decision maker, and they've said something like, oh, fantastic, another recruiter calling me to interrupt my day? I'm yet to meet a hiring manager who says, yeah, I love getting cold calls from recruiters. So you don't like doing it. The hiring manager doesn't like receiving it. You wouldn't like to receive it yourself. Why on earth would you do it? Drew, anything to add to that?
Yeah, and again, just what you said there about it pisses the hiring manager off. And again, we've all been there. We've all received cold calls from double glazing salesmen or whatever. And it does piss you off. And again, it's incredibly hard to sell to someone who is pissed off of you from the outset, right? Even if they're not sort of hiring right now, and you're thinking, oh, I'm cold calling and I'm going to build a relationship, and hopefully in the future they'll come to me. Like, if you've pissed them off from the outset, they're really unlikely to come to you. So again, that's another reason why it's a really stupid method, because you're actively going out there and annoying people who could be your potential clients.
Yeah. And 80% of decision makers, hiring managers, won't buy from a cold call. So even if you get lucky and you get through to the decision maker and they actually have a need for the service they want, and even if your service is a perfect solution to their problem, they probably still won't buy from you simply because you've cold called them. It's been found over 80% of hiring managers will not buy from cold call, period, no matter what. Please make a note of what I'm about to say next. Clients will not buy from you unless they have a need for what you're doing, they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And by the way, I'll be clear about this. When I say buy from you, if you cold call a client, and the client says, here's a job order that you can have, there's no commitment from the prospect. They've just given you a job order. And as you're probably aware, they've given that to probably half a dozen of your competitors as well. That is not selling. If you want to cold call to simply get job orders, great, because you'll probably get job orders, but you're going to get very little commitment from the client. As I said, it's time consuming, it's expensive. It annoys buyers. So instead of wasting your time and sources cold calling, we strongly encourage the companies that we work with to adopt what we call inbound marketing strategy, which is proven to generate leads and drive sales. Most of the people who endorse cold calling do so because they had success with it in the past. Let me repeat that. People that endorse it have had success with it in the past. I did in 1991, but things have changed dramatically since then. So they kind of lived off the victories of 5, 10, even 30 years ago. And I want to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that, but the industry's changed massively since then, since 1991, as I illustrated earlier. Anything to add to that, Drew?
Yeah, and again, I think when looking for ways to grow your business, one thing that you need to be aware of, one thing you need to be looking for is, like the person who's teaching you or the person that's advocating to do a certain thing, have they had success with it themselves recently? Has it worked recently, like literally within the last 6 months? Because things change rapidly in business in general, but especially in marketing. Things that like worked 5, 10, even 12 months ago don't necessarily work as well as they do. Sorry, don't necessarily work as well now, right? Yeah. So you need to be looking at did they get results recently, and you'll find, and it's becoming less like, again, me and Terry are both speaking to recruitment and search firm owners almost daily, right? So we speak to probably more than you do, and I can't remember the last time I spoke to somebody who had success or the level of success they want with cold calling recently. It's all been, they had it success 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago, as Terry said, but no one who had it recently and who's still having success from it recently. So again, that's something you want to think about. Are the people you're listening to, or are you yourself, if you're advocating it, don't talk to me about how it worked 5 years ago. Does it work? Is it working right now? Is it getting you the results that you want right now in your business, or do you want better results and it's not getting you there anymore?
Yeah. And to add to that, cold calling is hurting our industry. It's damaging our reputation in the industry, because just the concept of cold calling has some real negative connotations. And you know of hiring managers and decision makers who are quite frankly have a negative connotation about this industry, and a lot of that's based on the cold calling. It doesn't scale. Cold calling. If you want to scale your business, you want to grow your business. I was recently talking to an MD of a recruitment firm, and she's just engaged a cold calling person and be paying them about 30,000 UK sterling a year simply to do cold calling. This person's got no experience whatsoever. Now, if it was as simple as that, everybody would do that. It just doesn't work, and it doesn't scale.
You're listening to the Renegade Recruiter Unleashed podcast. For show notes, additional resources, and podcast updates, head over to www.therenegaderecruiter.com.
What they're asking this individual to do is to perhaps spend all day on the phone making cold call. Let me give you a number, by the way. On average, you're going to get through to 1 to 2 decision makers an hour. Think about that. You're asking somebody to spend 8 hours on the phone to speak to 16 people. Of those 16 people that you speak to, you've pissed every single one of them off. It just doesn't scale. Something that Drew highlighted a few weeks ago offline, we were talking about this. One of the biggest challenge that recruitment and search firm owners have is what we call famine and feast. One of the reasons you're experiencing this famine and feast, so one minute you're really busy, you've got all these job orders that you're working on, you've got to deliver on these assignments. You then deliver on those assignments. Once you've delivered, you then scratch your head saying, now what? We've got no business. So what do? You get on the phone, you perhaps step up your marketing, and you've got this famine and feast. Most of that's caused by cold calling. Because once you're working on those assignments, you can't be cold calling. It's an antiquated way of generating leads. Just to let you know, not one of our clients would cold call. We'd say to them, why on earth would you cold call? Only call clients who have a need, who know you, like you, and trust you. So that when you call them, you're welcomed as a guest, not as an unwelcome pest cold calling. And it's highly inefficient. Even if you're one of the few people who can make call after call, hour after hour, with no hesitation, you're wasting most of your day on voicemails. As I said, you will get through, on average, it's 2 decision makers an hour, every hour. So you're going to get voicemails, screeners, and listen to the phone ring. If you do get an appointment, it's not with a decision maker. And even if you think it is, you don't know for sure. For most people, 5% is a good number in the cold calling game. That's just setting an appointment 5 out of 100. Really? You're going to make 100 calls to get 5 appointments who may be a completely wrong fit to your organisation or your personality. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, again, I just think that for most recruiters, it isn't even 5 and 100. It's like
yeah.
A lot of them are spending a whole day on the phone and not getting through to anybody, not speaking to anybody, not making any appointments. A lot of consultants are the same. Again, I just want to add, if it's working for you right now and it's getting you the results you want, then keep doing it. But if it's not, it's time to start looking at different ways to grow your business.
Yeah. That's a really good point there. Yeah, like everything that we say, if you're getting the results that you want, keep doing it. There's no point changing. If you're not getting the results that you want, stop doing what's not working. As we touched on this, I just want to recap on it. It makes a good recruiter. You've got good recruiters right now, but you're making them hate their jobs, and eventually those good recruiters are going to leave you. Let's pretend just for a second that cold calling is slightly more effective than I've described. That the points are made and the money's made. No amount of money is worth doing for something you hate doing. Now you're going to say, oh, well, you need to grow some, and that's just the world that we live in. I don't know about that. Here's what I do know. People who don't like their jobs usually aren't very good at them. If you're asking your good recruiters who are great at the delivery, who are great at forming those long-lasting relationships with your clients, to get on the phone and cold call, and they hate doing it, all you're doing is you're just driving those recruiters away. And if you put KPIs into that, and you've got to make 100 calls a day. I work with a client, I won't say where, they go there. I work with a client, and their consultants had to make 100 calls a day. I would rather pull my own teeth out than have to make 100 cold calls a day, every single day. Awful. And the way that technology is going now, we've got things like caller display. So you can call your prospects, they recognise your number. So they don't answer it. Think about it. 20, 30 years, these things didn't exist. But now, the hiring manager can see your number, and they may not know your number per se, but they just think, I don't know who this number is, so I'm not gonna answer the phone. But then you call the same person time after time again, hoping to get through. In my opinion, this is now bordering on stalking, and it stinks of desperation. It looks desperate. It smells desperate. It is desperate. And you already know that. You're probably already feeling pretty desperate right now just doing it. And when you look and feel and smell desperate, it's really hard to actually command the fees that you deserve. There's a saying that your potential clients can smell your desperation for business for about 50 paces. Be it on the phone, be it face-to-face. You just give us something, that element of desperation. And the moment that you do that, client picks up on that, and they're going to force your fees down. They're going to mess you around. They're going to say things like that. Why don't you send me your terms and I'll get back to you? just for the record, they won't get back to you. They're just getting rid of you. Let's make it absolutely clear. I think also as well, hiring managers, they're so busy now. Gone are the days of, certainly when I was in industry where it was, I have to say, when I was doing it 30 years, it was easier, undoubtedly. But then we had the recession, and what it meant was for businesses, they had to become more productive with less budget and less staff. And most companies, they reduce their staff or perhaps the admin support that hiring managers got. So gone are the days of your hiring manager chained to a desk. They're out visiting customers. They're in meetings. They're at other locations. I don't need to tell you that the modern workforce is increasingly mobile, allowing decision makers to be more productive, but not sitting at their desks waiting for you to give them a call. As I repeat, they hate taking cold calls as much as you hate making them. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want you to waste their time. They're afraid, by the way, of dealing with slick, fork-tongued sales recruitment sharks. They don't want to have to say no, but they've seen films like The Boiler Room and Wolf of Wall Street. They know all the sales scripts and the BS. They hate the awkwardness approach as much as you do. And last but not least, I think that Drew pointed out some time ago, it's based on luck, not hope.
No, luck and hope.
So it's based on luck and hope. My apologies, yeah. You hope you're going to get through to someone who's in your market to buy your services. And you hope you're lucky enough to get there first before your competitors, who, by the way, are all doing the same thing. Sometimes you're going to get lucky and things work out. But in the long run, relying on luck and hope to grow your business is plain stupid. Drew, anything to add to that?
Yeah, it is. Again, that's the biggest thing for me. It's like it is heavily reliant on luck and hope. What you want or what you should have, if you want a predictable, scalable business that grows year after year, you want a predictable marketing process, marketing system that works all year round on an automated process. So whether you're working in the business, so again, we talked about how cold calling is a breeding ground for feast and famine. It doesn't matter whether if you've got an automated marketing system, it doesn't matter whether you're working in the business, whether you're on holiday, whether you're off sick, you've still got leads coming in, you've still got appointments coming in. Like right now, as we speak, we have processes in place going on. That means that we will get appointments booked into our diary with our ideal clients. Again, we're helping our clients do exactly the same thing, building processes, building automated marketing systems, so their clients are booking into their diary. So every Monday when they go into the office, every morning when they go into the office, they've got a list of people to call who have inquired about their services. And that's what you want. That's the only way you're going to be able to scale your business to the level that you want it to be.
Yeah. So let's share with you. We'll just give you an overview of what to do instead. First and foremost, stop cold calling and begging for business. 2, start generating leads on automation, as Drew just said. Every single one of our clients generates leads on automation. So, for example, what you would have is what we call an irresistible offer, something that will help solve your prospect's problem. So, an example, really simply, you could have a webinar, you could have a podcast, you could have an ebook, you could have a white paper, something that tells you your client has a problem in that area. So, I've shared this story many a time. I went to America a few years ago, and I had to hire a car. And I went to a number of websites about hiring a car in America. In fact, I went to 21 websites about hiring a car. But one website said this: 7 questions you must do before you hire your car in America. Get this free report and discover the 7 questions you must ask. Now, think about it from my point of view. I've gone to 21 websites. The other 20 have no idea that I've even looked at their website. But this website has something called, it's called an irresistible offer. They got my details because I was interested in hiring a car. So they asked me for my email address and my name, and they sent me a report. By the way, that was automated. I did that on a Sunday morning. Our clients get leads over the weekends using these very simple systems, such as 7 questions to ask a recruiter before you engage them. Think about it. This is automated. That's just one method. And then what you do is you nurture the relationship with those people that have a need for what you do. Remember we said clients will not buy from you unless they have a need, they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So that's what you do instead. So then you only call people who've indicated they have some interest in what you're offering. Why would you call somebody who've got no interest in what you're offering? Why would you waste their time? And more importantly, why would you waste your time? Stop doing that and just call people who have some interest in what you're doing. So that when you call them, they treat you like a welcome guest. And by the way, you won't get through to all the leads that you generate, but you'll send them messages and you'll ask them to book into your calendar. There's online calendars available that you should have, that you can get your clients to be booking into your calendar for a telephone meeting. By the way, you can use the same method for getting candidates as well. If you've got a problem right now getting candidates, you can use the exact same method for getting candidates. And then you can then say to the candidate, click on this link here and book into my calendar for a telephone meeting to find out more about this opportunity. But from the client's point of view, just imagine for a second how you would feel if you had clients booking into your calendar to discuss their recruitment or search needs. Just think about how you would feel. What would that mean to you? What percentage of those do you think you would convert into fee-paying clients? And I know this always sounds at some level too good true, but look, if you want some help in doing this, if you go to terryedwards.com/start, you can book an appointment with me and I'll share with you what to do. Now, before you rush over there, you've got to be an owner or director of the business. You've got to be what we call abnormally ambitious. You've got to be the sort of person that wants to grow their business substantially. If you want to, we want to stay as we are, or if you aren't abnormally ambitious. So what we're asking for is commitment. If you're saying, yeah, I'm totally committed to grow my business, go to terryedwards.com/start. As Drew said earlier, if what you're doing right now is giving you the results that you want, hey, keep doing it. If you're not getting the results that you want, you may want to do things differently. Anything to add to that, Drew?
No. Again, I think put it nicely. It's like, yeah, if cold calling is working for you, then by all means keep doing it. If you're growing at the level you're growing at the level and speed that you want to grow at, then by all means keep doing it. What you're doing is working, and again, I'm happy for you. But this is really a message for people who are doing cold calling right now, who don't enjoy it, or who do enjoy it but aren't getting the results they want and want to scale their business to a level where they haven't been able to reach before. So it could be that you're doing 6 figures and you want to get to 7. It could be that you're doing sort of low 6 figures and you want to get to high 6 figures. Whatever it is for you, we've helped recruitment and search firm owners from all over the world like you do the same already. So to find out if we can help you as well, just go to terryedwards.com/start. That's START, start. And book a call with us and we'll see if we can help.
Yeah, and just to repeat, if you're doing cold calling and you're getting the results that you want, I want to really repeat this, that's great. If you want more business, you want to keep doing the cold calling, that's fine. Go to terryedwards.com/start. You've got to be the owner or the director of the business. You've got to be abnormally ambitious, and you've got to you've got to be committed to growing your business, because that's what the conversation is about. We're going to look specifically at your business, and we're going to share with you what you can do. I want to repeat as well, not repeat, but remind, there's no cost and there's no obligation for this telephone meeting. Simply go to terryedwards.com/start. If you want to generate more leads, if you want to win more business, if you want to increase your earnings, go to terryedwards.com/start. That was great, Drew. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Not at all. This is Terry Edwards, Renegade Recruiter. Until next time, take care, take action, and be relentless.